have any enemies, make sure there's no sugar around. Um. Okay, you can still hear me.
Yep.
You can hear me well. Okay.
I actually hear you better.
I just move my position around. I want to be. I try not to speak too freely in front of my children.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
don't need to know everything, and just as soon as you think they're not listening, they are. And my littles are sleeping, but the big boys are awake. So, but oh man, how do I feel? My value. So when we talk about my value, what am I factoring in? Like just this type of experience, or um,
yeah. Like basically, do you feel less of a woman that
mhm.
a man? Do you feel that a man has chose another man over you, and as a result of that, do you feel less than a woman?
No, because he's been choosing men. He's been choosing. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know. Um, so that's been a choice for him, and so in this situation for me, it doesn't speak towards my value. Um, because even after we first met, he still continued to contact, and and that's why I say with him it's kind of confusing because he goes after so many women, so many young women, and it's like, what are you trying to prove? What are you doing? And it's almost like nobody would ever be enough for him because that's the type of person he is. Like that's treacherous. There are people like that are dangerous. They're insatiable. It's never enough. So, um, my value, I know for a fact that my value is not tied up in him, and it's not. I never did look at it like, oh, well, he chose a man over me. Like, no, he's been choosing men. So, uh, that's nothing new for him. It's just news to me. And at the same time, he's still dealing with me. So it's like there's some value there. It's something there that he's getting from women. Whether it might just be heck, women take care of him or something. That could just be. But I never really looked at it like, oh, I was picked over. But ultimately, I mean, his choice has always been men. So um, they've always been a factor, or they always have been a part of the equation, I guess. Um, but I don't feel picked. I almost would feel it would almost probably cut me deeper, maybe if it had been a woman that he was building a relationship with, right? But I don't even look at. I don't know. That's a good question because it's like I don't even look at men the same. It's not equal. Him being with a man to me is worthless. There's no comparison. There's no comparison between me and that man. I mean, that's a really good question.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a really good question. But I never once felt like that though, Nate. Like when I did cry, I never felt like, oh, he just, I never felt like, I never even had that thought that he chose a boy over me or a man over me or a man over a woman. And he can't even really, hmm, it's, it's like he can't even really choose. Like, is it safe to say that he is truly bisexual, or is he just using these women's bodies to try to cover or compensate, or you know what I'm saying, not like as a distraction? You know, that's a lot. That's a huge psychology behind him and how he went about making his choices. Um, but I don't feel less than. And I guess if I had to look at it like, okay, I'm in a relationship with this man, I'm a woman, and he chose another person over me, I guess it would still have the same weight.
Another person would have been a woman, but another man is different.
Yeah, that is heavier.
Yeah.
That is way heavier because that's the same sex, you know, and that's a totally, different lifestyle. So, yeah.
Yeah, because you can't say what does she have that I don't
Hmm.
have. It eliminates that.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying?
Yep. So he still does not know that I know, and he's still trying to communicate with me and be like, oh, well, can you just forgive me? Basically,
Shout out
like
to
get
Fib, Big
past it.
Fib.
Can we work it out? And I'm like, there's nothing to work out. You don't know that I know, but there's nothing to work out because you're with men, and you need to go on ahead.
Let
You
me
need to
ask you
go on
something.
ahead.
Did you tell him that you know he was with men?
I did not tell him that I know that he's with me.
See, that's the problem. You gotta tell him
Ah,
that.
oh, I'm
Because it's the
scared. How am I going
same
to tell him?
it's the same problem that you didn't ask him from the jump of what is he gay. See, a black man, you
Mm-hmm.
gotta let him know. You gotta let him know that you know he's gay. I'm telling you. That's how you're gonna get the upper hand.
Okay.
He doesn't want you thinking that just generally speaking. So forget it. To know it, you
Mm-hmm.
gotta let him
Okay.
know.
I was wondering. I was like, man, do I just continue to? But the more I continue to that I acknowledge that I know and I have proof that I know, he still thinks he's still playing that heterosexual game where you get into it with your y'all fall out. She finds out you did some foul stuff, and then y'all work it out. No, there's not. He doesn't understand why I'm saying there's no working it out. It's over. He thinks that I'm just being
Yeah,
harsh and
because
I'm
he
just
doesn't.
going.
It could be that you have a boyfriend. It could be anything. Because you're not
Yeah, that's
telling
what he
him.
keeps saying. He
Yeah,
keeps
but
saying you have somebody else. You have somebody else.
nah. You have somebody else, bro, and it's a brother. That's it. Like you need to, you need to text him those words if you have to, and say, "Why did not you tell me that you were gay?" That's it. Just go. Because once you say that, he's gonna know. Oh my God, she has no. He don't know if you in touch with the guy.
Yeah.
It's, do you know? Do you understand the text for? First of all, the average man never got a text like that. But it's straight, right?
Right.
Imagine for a man. Do you understand how crazy that is to get that
It would.
text?
Yeah.
To see
He
those
would be.
words
He
in
would be
capital letters?
stunned. He would be
I'm
stunned.
telling you.
But that's the answer. I'm gonna have to, like you said, send that text or communicate with him that I am aware. I know there's no lying, trying to trip. Oh man, what are you talking about? Blah blah blah. Because see, I know him. He's going to concrete evidence, right? He's that type where you got to show him. And
No,
unless
no,
if
no.
I
Not when you accuse him of being gay. You don't. Uh-uh.
okay,
You don't even have to do this. Is not a woman. It's different. A woman is he's gonna see concrete evidence because that's the game he's playing. There ain't no game when you call a nigga gay because he doesn't know what you know.
yep,
You got the upper hand. Ain't gonna be that. You never told him he was gay. You never asked him. So as far as he's concerned, he thinks you just don't know shit. He thinks you're stupid.
mm-hmm.
You gotta tell him, why did not you tell me you like having sex
Mm-hmm.
with gay men? You have to get specific.
Okay, okay. I've been wondering about that. I was like, because it's almost it can be hard to communicate with a person when you're just holding that, you know what I'm saying, and you're going back and forth, and you just want to just blurt it out. Like, dude, it don't have anything to do with another man. It's the simple, like we're never gonna be together because you have sex with men. You sleep with men. There's no coming back from that. I don't have any interest in you. I don't want you around me. And it's treacherous because you kept that secret. You thought that you were going to keep that from me and live like that. And you could have really hurt me. You could have really hurt me in the long term, in the long run for myself, for any future that I could have had with a partner, right? Because now I'm gonna have to disclose this information, you know. So,
Yeah, you could even say like, you should have told me that my pee hole wasn't worth it. You love the you
hmm
love dookie hole or anything. Like you listen, if you could freak a dude out that had nothing to do with another man with that comment.
right,
I'm telling you, the worst accusation a man could get is that. Especially if he's on the DL.
okay. Well, see, that's you're saying I believe I experienced that with him because, like I said, remember I didn't I walked up on him in the car with the boy, but I couldn't get the door open, and like I said, the tint on my car is so dark. There's no looking in and through, especially at night, and it was night, and so he pulled off in the car and sped down the back end of a road, right? One of the subdivisions, went down the back road and dropped the boy off. And so me and the boy walk into each other because now the boy is walking home and I'm by his house. And so that's how I know, that's how I was able to confirm, because I know what the boy looked like. I just looked him in his eyes walking down the street. So I know who he is. And, and so when I texted him, I was like, you were in the car with the boy and you could have told me. He was like, trying to be reassuring. Oh, there was no boy. What would even make you say that? There was not a boy in the car. I can prove that there wasn't a boy in the car. Blah blah
First and
blah.
foremost, no man that gets accused for being with a man is gonna say I can prove it. That's already he just admitted guilt. If a nigga's straight, he gonna be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" No man's gonna say I can prove it. That means he's caught. That's why he's using proof as a defense. I don't. If my woman said to me, "I caught you with a man," well, I can prove it. We not that's gonna be like, "Get the fuck? Are you fucking kidding?" You're gonna flip out because you know if it's number one, if you innocent, you gonna flip, and you're gonna. There's a whole different
I,
level of a damn straight man flipping when, as opposed to a gay man.
he didn't flip. We were texting because I was at work, and first he let me know that I didn't say anything. I kept my cool. I got back to my job. And I didn't say anything. And he just started texting me like, man, somebody just tried to run down on me, in the car. And I'm like, oh, yeah? I'm just like that. So I let him keep talking. And he's like, yeah. And it was like, I think it was like two dudes. And there was a girl. And the girl looked like you. Was that you? So basically trying to see if I would say, yeah, that was me out there. And I'm just like, eventually I did give it up. And I was like, yeah, that was me. And I saw you. And I saw you. And he was basically, trying to get to the bottom of what I saw. And I was like, yeah, there was a boy in the car. There was nobody else out there at that hour at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, but you, me, and this boy.
Come on, man. Telling you, this shit is.
And it was almost like, I'm telling you, because all you need is the key fob on your person to open the door. And for whatever reason, my door, like, I don't know if he saw me and hit the lock and and locked the door or whatever, but he thought that he got away with it. But like I said, I walked into the boy. I watched the boy walk into the same exact house that my car was parked outside of for an hour a month ago. So, or a month prior to that date. So, yeah, and then like I said, just this past Monday, he was on video chat with transgender and asking for videos. So we saw that, but I do need to go on ahead and just make it clear.
Right, you kicked
Because,
them out for what? Like, when you kicked them out, tell me about that process.
okay, so that was difficult And it probably would have been a lot less difficult if he knew that I knew, but he was still trying to fight to stay, and he didn't understand why. He was like, "Well, I think he was going basically thinking I was going overboard or whatever." And he was like saying, "Oh, well, that happened months ago. I've stopped doing that. I haven't been doing that type of thing. Like, oh, I'm really for you. I'm like, whatever." Um, and then it was the crying. Um, what else did he say? He was saying that, he wanted to know why. He was just like, you know, why why now, or why this extreme, basically, why to this point. And I'm just shaking my head at him like, you have to go. This is not going to work. You have to go. It's over. It's done. You know. So he ended up calling, I guess, one of his friends, but the friend that he called was just as feminine as could be. That's what I was telling you. The friend that he called, oh, broken wrist and all, like.
Oh my God.
But that guy has like 19 children. I kid you not. He has a lot of children.
A lot of children, but with a broken wrist. Come on, bro.
And he's super, super, super thin. He doesn't have any weight on him. And he's super, super, super thin. And so that's the friend that he went by or whatever. No, they don't tell him what he had to do to stay there, right? But he got his things and he left. And he's not wanting me to basically put his family in the business. Like, he doesn't want his mom to know that we're arguing, or not even arguing, that we've broken up. He doesn't want his, cousins to know this and that we're not together. And I'm just like, I don't really care what your family know, because your family probably know that you're gay, and they didn't freaking say anything to me. They don't care nothing about me. So what do I care about? So we did it. It was bad. Like I said, I ended up having to call the police because I was on the phone. And I was on the phone with one of his brothers, right? One of his, gangster, whatever. Because this is the same person that I grew up with. His grandmother's house is right across the street from my grandmother's house. So I've been knowing him his whole life. I'm older than him. So I'm speaking to him, and I haven't even told him yet that I know, but I think he has an idea, but he's like waiting on me to say it. So he's not pressing the issue. But I was on the phone with him, and Ashton comes around the corner. He's like, "Who you on the phone with?" And I'm like, shocked. I'm like, just go. Just leave me alone. Just go. Don't come over here. And he kept asking me. And I'm like, "Do you hear this?" And the next thing I know, he's snatching up my arm and grabbing me by my throat. And he's like, "I'm not going to ask you too many more times." And so I called the police, but the police were worthless, because he was like, he told the police, he said, "Well, make her show you where I'm the marks on her neck." I'm like, "Well, Darren, spoken like a true abuser, right? Like, show the marks on my neck. If I say that you chose me."
Always want you to prove something. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Prove it. Because prove it. But yeah, I know I abused you, but prove it. Come on, man.
Right. Show me the marks on your neck. And he was like, "Well, I got scratches all on my hands and stuff like that. She hit me
Now
too."
he's gonna snitch on you now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So they didn't make him leave. They told me that I would have to file for an eviction. I was like, but he just said on his own, notion that he was leaving. He was going to his mother's house. Like, I don't even know what changed. I guess he's the type to be like, "Okay, I'm gonna leave," and then I'm on the phone minding my business, and now, all of a sudden, now you don't want to leave.
Right.
Because you're still trying to, what I'm saying, be in my, like, see who I'm talking to and things like that. So, but you're right. You're absolutely right. He is very accusatory and telling me, "Yo, if it's another man, just say that. Da, 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 da." No, you're with the other man. The other man It's you.
Doesn't know what you know. You gotta remember that he don't know it. Now you gotta call niggas up. Yo, did you call my wife? Tell you know what I'm saying? He don't know what you know.
Hmm.
He don't know what you seen.
I've seen it all. Active in live and living color.
When you
I don't even understand how he could have any doubt. Like, dude, I have access to your other phone, and your other phone is logged on to your Facebook and your Messenger and your Instagram and your Snapchat. So, and it goes down on Snapchat. They do everything on there because it vanishes. You can put it, or whatever, however they do it. So, okay, I'm gonna have to have this conversation with him, and really, let it be known.
in
I
capital
know
letters, capital
in
letters,
all caps. How come you didn't
all
tell me that you're gay
capital
and you like having
letters.
sex with men? Like, what's going on?
Why? Exactly. That's it. Why are you having
And
sex with men that did not tell me? What's
I
going
didn't
on?
want to tell him that. I wanted to tell him that to his face with the police there. Actually, I should have done it then because I just felt like physically he would, you know what I'm saying, come after me, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I haven't said anything because here lately that's been this headline constantly. You know, the children's mother confronting the baby dad. Like, bro, this is what you got going on. I know that this is what you have going on. Why didn't you tell me?
Mm,
And then boom, the mother's taken out
mm, mm.
because, and so that's why. So, but now with him out away, okay, I know I can lock my door. I got a pistol. You know what I'm saying? I have protection. So it's like, yeah, why didn't you tell me? So, I will have that conversation with him, and that way, like it won't feel like I'm leading him on, because that's dangerous, right? That's even more dangerous to be sitting up here knowing this and then steady like yeah, reconciliation, yeah, yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Whole time in my head, I already know, you know, that this is over with. Because he said that he was like, well, if you knew Monday that it was over, why didn't you say anything? And I'm just like, because you're
Cause I
gonna want
knew
to
that
know.
when you hear what I know,
Mm-hmm.
you were going to kill me.
Go berserk.
When
Yep.
you hear what proof, like answer the question.
Yep. Don't worry about, like, why would I even come to you saying this? Like, and that's I'm gonna, if he does ask me, I'm just gonna tell him I saw everything live and live in color. Like, what do you mean? Stop! Like, you just stop it. You need, like, this is ridiculous, bro. Not living your truth this whole time. You don't reproduce and created lives. I
No, he's
got
living his
sons.
truth. He just ain't telling you about it.
Mm-hmm.
He's living his truth now. If anything, he's more living his truth than ever.
Right.
He just think that you a fool.
Yep. That's exactly it.
Think you're a damn fool. You like, she don't know nothing. Yeah, you sure, bro? Trust me, bro. Pull over here, over here. Let me tear your ass up, nigga. She don't know nothing.
Right. Whole time I got the location. Whole time
Yeah.
I see the
Now they gotta
text
be like, what is
messages.
she? Oh, I think she found out. You serious? You told me she didn't know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened, bro. Anybody call you? No. So it gotta be Charlie. It gotta be Mitch. That nigga gonna go crazy.
Yeah. But a lot of me not saying anything up front, really. I mean, that was a golden opportunity, though. Now that I think about it, I had two big police officers right there. I could have spit it out then, you know. Like, you need to get your things, you need to leave, you know, because I'm aware. I know for a fact that you didn't tell me. How come you didn't tell me? I know. And but, like, vagina is not what you want. You want booty hole.
All you gotta
So
do with a
go.
man is tell him, I seen the video, I seen the texts. Trust me when I tell you, he doesn't. That alone. Oh, why you think Diddy paid off for off Cassie?
Right.
because he knew she had video proof. He didn't know which video, but when niggas is doing
Right.
reckless shit, they don't know what you know. If my wife called me right now and be like, yeah, I got some video of you with some chick, I'm gonna be like, which chick is she talking about? See the difference? I'm not gonna be like, show proof. I'm gonna tell her that bullshit. I wanna see it. But then I'm gonna be like, which video is she talking about? And even if that video is 100 years old, it don't matter. I'm just gonna be like, what video is she talking about?
Right. Oh man, that's crazy. That stuff, all the stuff that he has been doing is just like been like attacking my bro. Like I'm like, bro, if I show you this rash that I freaking have on my chest, it's scary looking. Like it's scary, and I had no idea where it came from. The whole time I'm thinking that I'm having like an autoimmune response, and it's him making me freaking sick.
Yeah, because you got tested, you was good, but
I no, okay. I got tested. The HIV was negative, but the syphilis was positive.
yeah, see what I'm saying?
You know, the HIV still is negative. Like I had to go. I did the rapid, and then I did, my regular physical female exam for that type of testing, and then I did another blood test, like the real HIV test, and they did, because syphilis shows up in your blood, right? So I'm like, bro, I was like, this is something I'm gonna have to deal with for years now because that's still communicable for like up to 2 years, even after treatment. People think, oh, they get a shot and it's over with. No, it's not over with. You still have to make sure that you are, free and clear of all that. But fortunately for me, I know how to heal my body. I know holistic health. I know how to heal. But it's just like, man, how could you do this? So, oh boy, boy.
You're afraid to tell him that you found out he's gay, but you kicked,
Yeah,
but you kicked him out. So
and he's
what does he think
still
he got? What does he think he got kicked out for?
for the cheating because there was still multiple other women. Like he just had sex with another young woman on February 7th. He was with another woman February 4th. You know, um, so he thinks that, and he's still trying to say, "Oh, well, that was a month ago." So what? I'm made aware of it right now. I wasn't made. I was made aware of it a month ago when I asked you why was my car at this address for an hour, and you lied. And now, I told him, I was like, I know who lives at that address. It's a female. So what do you know? And he still lied. And then once I seen the text messages, like I have to see it he want me to see it for myself. He wants me to come with hard proof, like show the text, show the video, show this and that. Otherwise, he's not going to take ownership.
Nope.
So that's why I was telling you, I was like, the video that I have and those texts and stuff like that. But I, like, a part of me feels like tell him that let him know that you're aware, and then just leave it alone and move on, right? But he's gonna keep doing this because I feel like women before me
Because you're
probably
not
found
telling
out.
him the truth of why you left him. You can't leave somebody that don't tell. He deserves to know the truth. You can't just leave a nigga and just blame it on some other shit. Like tell the nigga the truth.
I
Don't know
agree.
you. That's the problem. Y'all fear that black bastard. Let him know, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, you a bati boy. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Spit that shit. You should text him right now. Why don't you call him now?
Okay.
Just fucking call him and tell him. Matter of fact, don't even call him with that. You want him to read that shit. You want him to call you after he reads it.
Like you said, all caps.
All
First
caps.
thing.
I'm telling you. Why didn't I
Let
tell
me
me that
see.
you like men in booty hole? Anything. He gotta get deep. Cause he don't know what
Right.
you've seen. You like
Mm-hmm.
men in booty hole and getting head from men. You gotta tell him what you know he's gonna do. It's one of the others. So it's a win-win situation.
Boy, oh boy.
Gay man need to be exposed more than anybody. Because if he's gonna be proud of, he needs to live in his truth to you, not to him. He's living his truth. He's just not telling you about it. You dig what I'm saying? Like
Right.
he living his truth, all right. They get into that boy pussy.
Mhm.
You can't
So
compete
let's
with that.
see
So you
what
can't
else
compete. You
is.
gotta make him. You need to let him know what you know,
Okay.
like ASAP. And when you do that shit, I mean, do it now. Text that nigga like on a Sunday morning. And let him see them shits. And if he calls back, which he is, even great. If he doesn't, then either way you're gonna get your answer, whether he calls back or not.
Mhm.
Because once he says show me proof, then don't go with that show me proof shit. Because then he could say you know what you seen. That's it. That's you take that shit to your grave. He know what you seen. Don't fall into that. Show you got proof. Then you start doing that. You can't show him proof. Then he could. You not all that love that you in with him now. Then he's like, oh well, we worked it out because at the end of the day, I didn't really see what I seen. It could have been. You gotta. You gonna start. Just tell him what it is and watch how he
Okay.
responds. Watch how that nigga
Let's see.
respond. I'm telling you.
He might take him a day. Oh, okay. I knew I was gonna have to go on ahead and let him know that I know because, like I said, he's been the way he's been speaking is more like reconciliation or working things out type of on that foot because he as long as he feels like, oh well, she just knows about the females, so we can work through that. We
Right.
can, you know what I'm saying? But I know about the men, and so there's no working that out. There's no coming back from that. And even if it was just females, you still have given me an STD, and you think that I wanna, you know what I'm saying? That's still, you know. So, but he even still he knows about that. Of course I told him that he needed to go and get treated and things like that. But even with that, he's still thinking that we could get past that. So I'm gonna text him. I'm texting him now.
Text that nigga. Let him know that. Don't listen to nobody else. Text that nigga. Let him know what you know. Period. And that's not a point of a privilege of him knowing. It's the privilege of you knowing he knows. You dig?
Yep.
You know he
And so
deserves. He deserves to know how much of a pile of shit he is.
okay, so let me ask you, like, when it comes to the exposure, though, like, because I don't want, like, he's gonna keep doing this, and
He
women,
can't.
he's gonna keep getting.
He can keep doing it, but as long as he don't do it to you, you know what I mean. At the end of the
Okay,
day, you're gonna have the upper hand on him because he knows you know. Just think of this: did he pay 30 million to a woman that knew his dark secrets? Just tell you how powerful
true,
that is. That's powerful.
true.
Think
Okay,
think of that. That's a great example because one thing the down low nigga is a down low for a reason. He doesn't want nobody to know. So now you caught him. That's it. No, no, don't listen to no woman talking about nothing else because they're gonna tell you, well, he don't deserve it. Don't listen to that shit. I'm a man. I'm telling you right now. That
okay,
accusation is bad, even to the straight nigga. That's a horrible accusation to ever see pop up on your phone to the woman that you are with.
okay.
So you let that nigga know what it is. Like VN, like you know. So why didn't you tell me you were gay and like boys and having sex with men? You got to say that. Can't get no more. You are gay and having sex with men. So that could be head, that could be anal.
Yeah,
He don't know what you talking about.
yeah.
Get his ass. Matter of fact, don't get. He may not. He may like that. So,
No, right? Never mind.
never mind that part. Just put. Listen, short and sweet. Never leave a drawn out thing. Once you leave it drawn out, they're gonna call you delusional. Straight to the point. Short is better. The less is more. Always keep it short. Why didn't you tell me you were gay and like having sex with men? And then he's gonna call flipping and talking all that gangster blood shit. That's how they do in prison, the same shit.
Mhm.
And then they get blamed. They come out, then they want to kill a nigga because the nigga know. Then he come home with that punk and he tell that nigga, yo, you better not tell nobody.
Right.
Now again, is he gonna
Oh,
stop being DL? No, but he ain't gonna be with you because you're not gonna be with him.
right.
You know, you're not concerned about him being stop being DL. He's never gonna stop that. That's who he is. But you stopped him being DL with you because you're end of the road. You don't fuck with him no more. You know, these niggas want head from niggas now. That's what they living like. These men don't want. Listen, that's why head is just a bad thing, cause
Yeah, it is.
head and butthole. Once the nigga start hitting women up in the ass, he don't want the pussy no more.
Yeah.
Real shit. You know what I mean? So if a nigga getting head from a woman and then he get head from a damn gay nigga, forget it. He never gonna go back to a woman. I'm not gonna say he never go back, but he's gonna always be with that man because, you know what I mean? Anal sex and blowjobs are for gays, so they do it better.
Right.
That's their thing. That they have a rainbow for that.
And I don't have any
Yeah,
problem
you don't
telling the
you
man that
you
he
don't
can
get a
go get him a
rainbow for
man
giving
if he.
head. A man gets a rainbow when he gives head to another man, but you don't get the rainbow.
Ain't that something? Ain't that something?
You-
And you know what's crazy? I listened to a woman. I used to listen to this woman on live a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, a few years back. And she was explaining how, like, women, we cannot compete with gay men that, when it comes to oral. We just cannot, like, that's their thing. And, she was giving advice, how to please your partner, but she was like, and that's their world, that's their realm, and that's their thing,
World,
and they're
because
the best at it.
a man, any human being knows how to please what
Yeah,
he or her has.
right.
So if they come in with
And
certain
that's what they got.
equipment, they know how to please it because they got the same equipment.
Right.
So his pleasing is pleasure because when he pops off on another man, he could probably shoot a nut off that. You can't.
Listen, so that same day that he and I called the police, there's a woman across the street saw everything that was going on in the apartment across the way. And after everything settled down and I was just sitting in my car, I might have been texting you and letting you know what happened. And she comes up to my car and she's like, "Hey, I saw everything that went on. Is everything okay? Are you okay?" And like, "Yeah, I'm upset, but I'm okay. As long as he's away from me, I'm okay." And he, at that point in time, he was still like on the premises, but he was kind of like far a few apartments down, so he could see. He could look up towards my way and see. So the guys that he was standing out there talking to was like, "Yeah, that girl that's over there talking to your girl, she stay into it with her girl too, arguing and things like that." So the whole time now, Nate, I don't I don't look for no woman to be coming and hit on me. I just don't. That's not. I mean, it happens, but that's not my first. Um, that is not my first response when a woman comes up to me, right? Or the woman comes up to me. That's a woman. I'm a woman. She's a woman. I'm a heterosexual woman. So I'm not looking at this woman to come to me to try to hit on me. And he comes up to the car and he asks me, he's like, "What you got going on?" And I'm like, "Nothing. I'm just sitting in the car. And I kept telling the girl, "It's okay, you can go," because he's getting ready to come up here, and I don't want to, I don't want any drama. And so she's like, "No, it's cool. I don't know him." And I'm like, "Oh boy, here we go." So once he gets up there, he asked me, da da da, and he told her, "You can just go away. You can just go." And she was like, "You don't know me." This nigga, they exchange words. And he's like, "All right, I got something for you." So he starts going towards the house like he's going to go get a gun.
Right.
And I know he doesn't own a gun. He doesn't have a gun. I know he doesn't have a gun. But she doesn't know that.
You don't
So
think,
she's like, "All
yeah,
right."
you don't think he has a gun. Be careful with that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah, yeah,
Well, he pawned it. I watched him pawn one of his guns. He might have another one, but
Yeah, because niggas, we lie. We lie about shit like that.
true.
Yeah.
So he's going, true, that's true. So he's going back towards the house like he's going to get a gun. So she's like, all right, cool, I got a tool too. And she goes to her house, but she doesn't come back out. But she's like, it's all, whatever. So she said some gang slang, and he was like, he caught on to what she said, and so they going back and forth about gang stuff. But anyway, so later on, he's throwing it up in my face, talking about, oh, you want to be with a woman? That's a dyke. She was trying to hit on you and da 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 da. I'm just like,
God, this guy's always trying to.
imagine that.
That's the niggas
Imagine.
always try to twist shit around when they caught. That shit is so
I said,
weird.
imagine that. I said, oh, so you worried about me being with a dyke? And I started, and even then, I held my tongue then because he was still pissed off, and he, you know what I'm saying, he was still physically in my presence. But I was just like, imagine that you getting mad at me because this dyke, and she got a girlfriend, she's gay or whatever. I figured that out, but yeah, he trying to throw it up in my face saying that basically that I want plastic and all this other stuff. I'm like, boy, you
Yeah,
want booty hole.
that's cool, buddy. But just remember, you like fucking niggas. So at the end of the day, you can say whatever. I'm telling you, you can throw.
Right.
Listen, it's the same way how a woman could throw it back to a man, like, "Oh, nigga, you still cheat. I didn't forget about that shit you did 4 years ago."
Mm-hmm.
Once he knows you got that, it's a whole different level of an accusation. I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
you can make a man twisted even if he didn't do that. That's the best psychology you could do to a nigga is never another woman. Women don't understand. That's just corny. All you doing is making him feel like the man. Yo, she trying to choose me to being with all these chicks. He not gonna tell his homeboy and him being with another nigga is an accusation. That shit's embarrassing. He's not. Yeah, so it's crazy. So what you gonna do? Hello? I think I lost her. I think I lost her. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, the Adventures of Boys Town. I tell you, these niggas no fucking good. No good, baby. I couldn't hear her. Hold on, she was there. I couldn't hear her. Hold on.
Hey, I'm here.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I lost you for a minute. Yeah.
I can hear you. I'm like, I'm here, but I think maybe it's my phone with my car being on. Maybe the Bluetooth was trying to connect to my
Yeah, that
car.
shit happens. You could tell.
Mm-hmm.
At least you hear that thing go
But
boop, boop, boop. No, I was playing.
uh Nate, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this mess. I cannot believe this mess.
Yeah, I can believe it. That's how these niggas is.
So, but that's the thing about me. Like, I'm okay. I think a lot of this, me wanting to have a partner and allowing him to be in my world, was because of the fact that I have children. I have sons, and I wanted them to, not just let me be the only influence in their world, right? To like, for them to have their dad, but not if it's going to be cause more damage or do more harm than good, you know.
Yep.
So, but not at my health's expense, for
And this thing,
sure.
look at you, yo. I don't even. Oh my god, why do y'all pretty motherfuckers fuck with garbage? I don't understand. You know, I understand, but it perplexes me that I have to even say I don't understand. What the fuck?
Right.
How do you even fucking even stoop that low to a piece of shit?
Not, and And a lot of that is sometimes they don't even realize we stupid, right? And I don't know. I do know it's seeing. A lot of it is being attracted to them, but a lot of it could start at home, and it could start with um the right person being in your ear, right? About relationships, about how to go about. I didn't know how to go about choosing and vetting. I didn't know. So it's like when you don't know anything about that and you don't have a knowledge base in that to properly vet, to ask the right questions, to put yourself in the right environments and networks and stuff like that, to meet quality men that are on your level, you just kind of whatever riffraff, right? You just like, oh, okay, he's handsome, and you just pick the one that you could deal with, you know. But that's dangerous. Obviously, that's dangerous. That's not the proper way to go about doing that. I really wish that they would bring like the debutante stuff back and courtship. I really wish that would come back around or be more um popular, because they still do it, but it's not like, especially like in New Orleans. Like, you can say what you want about New Orleans, but that city is so rich in culture, and they still very much so hold on to certain traditions. And New Orleans women get wiped up. You're not about to just, it's a different, but they still have that
See,
type
all
of
we know
tradition
about
where
New
they,
Orleans is gay black rappers. See what I mean?
mm-mm.
That's all we
Yeah,
know.
that's all they push.
Once
But
we hear,
if once,
once New York is here, Atlanta or New Orleans, we think of gay black men.
mm-hmm, for sure.
Either feminine in
Um,
Atlanta, or we go with the thugs and you know what I mean? It's kind of fucked up.
yeah,
That's how we look at it.
yeah. But they still have like those debutantes and different things like that, to where I'm telling, like, the young girls are taught to properly like know what to listen for. You know what I'm saying? And then they have their fathers backing them too. So a lot of that, I didn't get a lot of that, Nate. I spent a lot of time alone as a kid. I spent more time alone as a child than any child should have spent.
Oh wow, wow! I didn't know that. So your father was
He
just
was he was very present. My dad has always been there for me from the day I was born. But my dad looks at me like I'm his little girl, and so he didn't really give me any real world aspects. All he taught me about men was, he didn't really teach me much about men. He didn't get into that, because I was just his little girl, and he
that's
just
the
told
problem.
me,
That was the problem right there.
mm-hmm,
He was a provider,
mm-hmm,
so he didn't teach you no love.
yeah,
To teach you about men is to teach you love. To teach you about the anatomy of a man and what to prepare is love. But he was providing.
right,
He was loving, but he just didn't teach you love.
right.
Yeah.
So, and I think that he realizes that too, just having to sit back and like watch my experiences that I've had dating. He's like, no, like, no, 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 no. And a lot of that could have been, with the proper preparation and the proper knowledge, a lot of things could have been prevented.
Right.
But when you leave a child to their own devices and they raise themselves, and you got TV raising you on the radio, and so I turned out to be a decent person, just being a decent person. But when it comes to having a solid relationship base, or knowing how to go about the whole courtship thing properly, being able to identify a solid man, a quality man.
Mm.
And people say, oh, well, if your father was involved, then you should know, because guess what? I wasn't dating my daddy. That's my daddy. You know, people say, "Oh, you look to your father, and you know what a quality man is," but sometimes it just doesn't work like that. You know, we don't. A lot of us don't.
Because the daddies don't tell their daughters a quality man is me.
Yes.
That's the problem. So you're not going
Yes.
to know the difference. That's just your father. You know how he treated you,
Mhm.
but you don't realize how privileged you are unless your homegirls didn't have a father. But you're not going to think of it as having a man because your father didn't tell his daughter, you need a man like me.
Mhm. And guess what? Your father's not going to tell you that if he doesn't believe he's a quality man.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He's not going.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
because my parents had me young. My dad was 19 years old
Damn.
when I was born,
Right.
and so um, he didn't make his 20th birthday until like we share a birthday month, but I came on the 1st, and his birthday is the 25th. So he wasn't even 20 years old when I was born. So a lot of things I had to figure out on my own because I had young parents.
Right.
And so they did the best they could, but they were in survival mode. They were working.
Right.
So, but anyway, that's just a little piece of the pie.
Well, what are you going to do this call, man? I mean, this text.
I
If you don't
will.
write back and he's blocked, and you know he could play like he's blocked, but I don't think he's gonna block you. But if you know
No.
him the way you say you think you know, send him that text. You'll see what happens. Watch.
Yeah, boy.
I want to hear
Whew.
what happens after that.
Let me see. Let me see.
Say, why did you not tell me you was
Mm-hmm.
gay and into having sex with men? That's it. Keep it short. Don't send no pictures. Don't send nothing.
Mm-mm.
Just go with that and see how he responds. See if he does a ditty.
That's he hadn't said anything yet, but I just noticed something weird on my call log. It says Instagram audio, and it's a really weird, just a bunch of letters and numbers. It's not your name. But I'm about to go inside and get myself together. And you know that I'm going to keep you posted.
Hell yeah. That's the next
I'm
chapter
going.
after you tell him. I mean, you know what I mean? So go ahead. We'll
Oh
talk.
boy,
All right.
this is a lot, man. And y'all still haven't told my dad about this.
Oh God, he needs to know too. But tell him first. Tell the man
Okay,
first and then tell your father.
okay. About the download stuff that I called
Yes.
him with the. Okay.
Yep. But you gotta
Oh
talk to
boy.
him after you talk to this one and see how he responds. Because the father's gonna
Okay.
he gonna peep with how he responds first too. Because he's
Okay.
gonna say, "What did he
Okay.
say?" And that's where you go.
Mhm. All right.
He may be a little
Let's.
before you leave. Your father may be a little protective because he doesn't want you losing the father of his children. But again, that will be determined.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Cool. I appreciate you.
No doubt. Appreciate you.
You have a good day.
All right, baby. You too. Well, there it goes. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the Chronicles. Hope you all enjoyed this one. We'll be back. Rewind, share, and like. You're gonna love this. So the next step she's gonna do is she's gonna tell him because she kicked him out. The cops came. Nigga got violent. So after she kicks him out, the cops, escorted him. She told him it was about women cheating, but he was cheating with women too. But she got the substantial evidence of the men. Caught him with the man, but particular one, I'll put his face up in the damn thing, and that's it. In the community board. So yeah, much love to y'all, man. Talk to you.